listen. I was like, oh yeah, well, you're dumb. I'm 11. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm 11. I'm calling the Attorney General. Eat that.
I give this man a round of applause for standing up to a tyrant. A banana tyrant.
I'd just like to remind everybody, if you realize that, I know I say I'm 41, but if you realize I'm actually 12, and I've never gotten past that point, everything I do totally makes sense.
As his sister coming out of the same womb, I understand.
Yeah, see, what was your job?
The first real one that wasn't like, paper route or school related was probably when I taught English.
Wow.
Yeah, had to wear a tie and everything.
Ooh.
Can't see that.
Were you Mr.
I don't now. I'll never wear a tie.
Were you Mr. Hand?
I don't like the thought of having to get up in the morning, tie noose around my neck. I don't like ties either.
My first job, if we're not counting the Beverly Hills gynecologist job that I took for a while. In the theater of my mind. My first job, actually, my very first job was working in a sporting goods place, and it was a cool place because we basically in the winter all we did was I worked on skis because it was in Denver. I grew up in Denver, Colorado. We worked on skis, and then in the summer I got to work on bicycles because that's what they would sell and rent and repair and all that. So it was pretty cool. So it was actually kind of a fun. Yeah, it was part of a huge department store, but the cool part of it was it had its own little store away from the store. So we weren't under the scrutiny of all the department store schmagaggies. And I basically got to do what I wanted to over there. It was fun for a while.
That's the second time you've used that word.
Schmagaggi? Oh, stick around.
I totally approve, but just
you'll hear it a lot if you hang with me. Here we go.
Outside of babysitting, my very first job was at this little clothing store in Van Nuys. It was, the Bischoffs. And they were the oldest people in the world. And Mr. and Mrs. Bischoff, she was really fat and he was really old. I mean, they were just disgusting. Anyhow, they had the most disgusting clothes. And, so I was the Saturday girl, and I'd come in and I'd have to sell these clothes to people and tell them they looked gorgeous on them. And it really went against my grain because, like you with the bananas, I wanted to tell people, no, take that shawl off of you, it looks disgusting. And so I basically, they kept me going because nobody else would work for the Bischoffs. And, once in a while I'd open my mouth and tell these people, that looks really awful on you, take it off. And she'd come up, tell her how beautiful it looks on her. And I'd go, oh yes, it looks beautiful on her. One day I just couldn't take it anymore. My sense of authenticity was just, it felt so violated, and I never showed up, they never called me, and that was it.
Wow.
By the same token,
waiting for you. Yeah.
I think
you can't
they
die
did.
until she quits.
By the same token, it reminds me, I had one other job. I just turned 21, and I didn't drink. I did other things. But I didn't know anything about drinks, and it was my job. It was Carlos and Charlie's. It was Carlos and Charlie's on Sunset Boulevard, which was this club, and all these dirty old men would come in, and I was there not because I knew anything about what I was doing. And they'd say, honey, bend over, pick up the napkin, would you? And, they were just horrible. And so it was my job to put the fruits and the vegetables in the drinks. And one day, I didn't know what I was doing. And somebody said to me, oh, honey, that's so interesting. I've never had a cherry in my martini before. And, I just went by colors and what looked pretty. The the guy said to me shortly after, he goes, honey, you're very pretty, but we're going to have to fire you. I said, that's okay.
You always have a home in the Bishops.
I think my first job was when I was 16. I started working at a florist/gift shop. And the fun thing I remember about that was that around homecoming, you know, everybody orders, I don't know if they do it in your high school, but everybody ordered mums. Because we're in Texas, you know, and high school football is the shiznit in Texas. And so, the shiznit. So, you know, these gigantic mums that these girls wear on their chests, and some of them have more than one. I was making them. So if I liked the girl that it was ordered for, I'd make it really pretty. And the ones that I thought were mean and stupid, get craptastic bows and craptastic, you know, glitter or whatever. That was fun. That was fun.
Awesome.